Since we're in this subject, maybe, and we were talking about biohacking, since that's really what you're doing, right? You're biohacking your body and your brain. So maybe we can talk a little bit about your thoughts on the current biohacking world, since it's a hot world. A lot of very high-powered people are into it because they want to optimize whatever the power in the world that they have. They want to amplify it. So what are your thoughts on biohacking world? I think it started, would you say started about 15 years ago?
Yeah, I would say about 15 years ago. So Dave Asprey says that he brought biohacking to this world, but some people like Oz Garcia were already biohacking themselves 30 years ago. So I think that, yeah, he did great marketing by taking the name of biohacking and making it his brand name. I like that guy. He's a rock star. But biohacking is, you know, it's a term. It's a name that says a lot and at the same time doesn't say anything. Because what is biohacking? What it is it like waking up in the morning and looking at the sunshine? Is it called biohacking, or is it called neuroscience, or is it just called common sense of living? So where do you put the limits? Where do you put the standards? This is the difficult thing that is going on today. It's because since the industry came from $200 million to $200 billion, I think, if I'm not wrong, some people are trying to jump and to join that for money and market purposes. So whatever companies are coming with as a product, even T-shirts and whatever, they pretend to be in the biohacking industry. I think that it's time now today to set some standards and say, okay, I would say that everything that could be called biohacking has to be backed up by science as a real tool to improve lives, but it has to be an innovation, not something that was existing before and just with a brand on it, because otherwise it's not biohacking. It's just like commercialization into the biohacking industry. And we really need to make a difference on that. So breakthrough technologies, innovation, and then science validation of whatever you bring to the market to improve life and make longevity an accessible thing. This is biohacking for me. Biohackers magazine has actually launched a program that is derived straight from there, the Cyborg certified program. Now we have a committee of scientists that look at the biohacking product or technique or technologies. We make the validation, we test them, and we put a stamp, verified, certified, yes or no. You pass, you don't pass. And I think that will clean up a lot of
very cool
BS that is in this industry. At the end of the day, biohacking is like trying to optimize our life in general, longevity. But we have to be very careful because the medical side, for example, in the sport industry is trying to optimize life as well by creating cultured new organs that you can insert into human and change liver, part of pulmonary system whatsoever. And that, or even ligaments, artificial ligaments and things like that. So that is life improvement as well. And is it biohacking or is it medical? We need to set some limits, and we probably the term biohacking, that's why it's so confusing, doesn't mean much, because when you look at the root of biohacking, biohacking, no sense, make no sense. You're a doctor, you cannot biohack any biology. You can improve, you can adapt, you can change, you can shift, but you cannot hack anything that is biological.
Right. So Well, I think humans have been biohacking, for as long as we've been around.
Right.
We've always been trying to find shortcuts to enhance ourselves.
Yeah.
So what is making this explosion happen that there's so many people who are amateur
Oh,
hackers, right,
biohacking.
into their
Yeah.
own body. So
Yeah.
what do you think allowed this explosion?
Well, I think that, people are more and more knowledgeable, which is fantastic. Knowledge is, some people say knowledge is power. I kind of agree with that. Knowledge is a source of power when it's well mastered. So knowledge today allow people to live better. And if you live better, you live longer. And longevity, look at the longevity business. This has been the biggest business ever, because we haven't found the magic pill that will make you live forever. So we have another route to take, is the pathway is biohacking. How can we live longer and better in shape, and not just getting older but not being able to move? So people are trying to get into that, because many people and more people are looking at our society and they go like, hey, man, I work up to 55, 60, 70 or whatsoever. I want to be in shape. I want to be able to go outside and play. But remember, our grandfather and before, when they were over 60, what were they doing? Sitting at the table, playing card, not moving, being not really autonomous anymore. Now you see people at 65 doing calisthenics. have friends that are like 65, 70, they're still on the bars, doing pull up and push up and whatever. And I love that. I think that this is the way that the society should evolve, being top shape. Of course, senescence of the cell may put some certain limit, but we can push that to keeping our organs in better shape and not getting them becoming too old too fast. So this is why people are jumping into that. Ask anybody in your environment, in your surrounding, in your network, would you prefer to live longer or just die at 65 or 70? Everybody will tell you, wow, I would dream to live up to, of course, I would dream to live up to 100. It's some sort of a standard today, but we know that we can live up to 125 easily. That's not a big milestone. Some say 150, and some, even a great friend, Sergey, has the goal to say 200. But overall, it's way better than where we are today.